sets the record straight on his Parkinson's health. I have absolutely not given up. In the first week of January 2026, Brett Favre, the legendary former NFL quarterback and Hall of Famer, took to social media and spoke directly with sports media to clarify the true state of his health after a widely shared report claimed he had given up hope in his battle with Parkinson's disease. What started as a misleading social post quickly became one of the more talked-about sports health stories of the new year, prompting Favre to respond directly and emphatically. For fans and observers, the situation stirred a mixture of concern, confusion, admiration, and conversation about how serious diseases are discussed in public today, especially when it involves a beloved figure whose career was defined by toughness, grit, and an unwillingness to quit. At 56 years old, Favre has now entered a phase of life far different from his days leading the Green Bay Packers, but his public voice remains strong. How the rumor started. The controversy began after a New Year's Day episode of Favre's own podcast, Fourth and Favre. In that episode, he talked candidly about how his Parkinson's symptoms have progressed since his diagnosis. He did so in a matter-of-fact way, acknowledging challenges, sharing honest reflections, and dispelling myths about what Parkinson's looks like for him personally. But social media interpreted some of those comments through a far more pessimistic lens. A post on X, formerly Twitter, that claimed Favre had given up all hope in his fight went viral, being seen by millions of people and spreading quickly throughout sports and mainstream circles. This inaccurate characterization spiked fear among fans and led to widespread speculation about his condition. Almost immediately, Favre began receiving messages from supporters, friends, and even strangers expressing genuine concern, a reaction that undoubtedly contributed to his decision to publicly correct the record. Favre's response: fighting, not surrendering. On the 7th of January, 2026, Brett Favre shared a post on X addressed to the public, his fans, and anyone who might have been worried by the misleading posts. In his message, he made several key points. He never said, nor does he believe, that he has given up hope in his battle with Parkinson's. Despite the progression of his symptoms, he is still actively fighting and maintaining a positive spirit. He's grateful for the support and prayers he's received and appreciative of the concern, but also clear that the narrative of giving up is simply false. In his statement, Favre wrote in part, "Walt mine. Thank you everyone for your prayers and concerns, but, contrary to reports, I have not given up hope in my battle with Parkinson's. Not sure where this came from. But just like I never gave up on the gridiron, not going to start now. I pray there will be a cure one day, and I appreciate you all." Favre also reiterated the same sentiment to TMZ Sports in a separate interview, affirming, "I have absolutely not given up and I am fighting till the end. Yes, I have progressed a little faster than I would have hoped at this point, but I'm extremely thankful and blessed." What Favre has shared about his Parkinson's journey. Brett Favre's Parkinson's diagnosis was first made public in 2024 during a congressional hearing. At that time, he revealed that his symptoms began earlier that year with unusual issues in his dominant throwing arm, the same arm that helped him throw 508 career touchdown passes and become one of the NFL's most iconic quarterbacks. Over the months that followed, Favre has spoken in interviews and on his podcast about how the disease affects him day to day. His symptoms look different from popular stereotypes of Parkinson's. He experiences rigidity and stiffness more prominently than uncontrollable shaking. He acknowledges occasional tremors that tend to show up later in the day, or when he's particularly fatigued, but they're not a constant visible shaking. His memory and cognitive function have remained stable for now, and he stresses how everyone's Parkinson's experience can be very different. Favre has also expressed realism about where medical research stands. There is currently no cure for Parkinson's disease, and while he hopes one will be found in the future, he's prudent about not placing too much expectation on a quick breakthrough. Those honest views, admitting both hope and realism, appear to have been misinterpreted by some as resignation when the original intent was sincerity about the struggle and appreciation for support. Fans' reactions and public perception. Once Favre's clarification was made public, reactions poured in from multiple directions. Many fans expressed relief that the initial given-up report was inaccurate. Others praised Favre's transparency about a tough and personal health battle. Some drew inspiration from his attitude, noting that